He's never seen the light of day again. Ah, no, it's a second-degree murder charge. He won't get life or anything. And he has a lot of money for legal defense, so they'll find a way. Brittany Frank was a much less distinguished congressperson. Yeah, I can't think of any legislation authored by Brittany Frank. What was she doing that entire time? Luigi is getting hired for season 2 of The Punisher. Yeah, if you guys ever saw The Punisher, there's that clip where the Punisher's talking about how he did it because he liked it, he loved it, he's itching to do it again. That's our boy Luigi. Oh, it was in Murder One. I thought it was second-degree murder. Really? Dang. I was curious how they got away with second-degree murder because that was clearly premeditated. So, like a murder one charge does make more sense to me. But I remember seeing a news report like earlier today that it was second-degree murder, or yesterday. So he took out someone everyone hated. He'll get out. I didn't see The Punisher. It seems to be a lot of right wing. Oh yeah, the show is good. The show is really good. The Was it a Netflix show? It's like it's a spin-off of the Daredevil show. It's really good. I check it out. Well, actually, you know what? I'm thinking. Actually, what I was thinking of was the Daredevil show. That's where he was introduced. I think I saw maybe the first season of The Punisher. But Jennifer, hey, what's up? What's going on, Jen? But like every superhero or every media property, conservatives adopted as their own. The sticker, I mean, with yeah. It doesn't matter if it makes sense or not, but they kind of like how conservatives always talk about 1984, even though George Orwell was a socialist. I don't know. They adopted Jesus as their own. That's good. Yeah, that's good. It's funny reading what Jesus said during his ministry. I always mention how he never said one kind thing about rich people. What else? What's going on, man? You're gonna miss me. Ah, yeah. I'm on YouTube. Actually, I'm on right now. I'll be doing a show in about an hour with John. So I'll still be doing this stuff, just not on TikTok. Yeah, every group that thinks that boo applies to them. But yes, Orwell was a socialist. Every group thinks that. Hmm. I didn't even think Jesus said anything about abortion. He didn't. It's funny, the Bible actually has a passage telling you how to do an abortion. It's in the book of Numbers. And there's a passage that talks about what to do if you think your wife cheated on you and got pregnant by another man. And what you're supposed to do is you take your wife to the priest, and the priest will give her a drink. It's called bitter water. And when she drinks it, if the baby is yours, it'll be fine. But if the baby is someone else's, she'll miscarry. That's. I mean, of course, the drink has no way of knowing. So the drink was just an abortion medicine. So yeah, the Bible actually condones abortion. Oddly enough, I still see them missing or see them blasting pink houses and born in the USA. Yep, born in the USA. That's another one. Yep, same name. Whatever. I'm Power Taken Not Given on YouTube, on Instagram, and John and I do our show, The Left Wing Pod, on YouTube. Oh, book. Okay, thanks, Mel. I was curious, like, boo. Okay, I should have figured that out, honestly. Every group claims Orwell because he didn't like anyone. Fair enough. Jesus said, uplift the poor. Yeah, I mentioned a lot how it's funny to me that you never see conservative Christians quote Jesus. You never see them quote Jesus. You see them quote the Old Testament a lot. You see them quote Paul a lot, but very few quotes from Jesus because it's all about helping poor people. I mean, alcohol, no, I doubt that. I mean, you can drink quite a bit of alcohol, won't kill the baby. So I was 14 series, Beach, please. Air and missile defense in the Army. Have you considered renaming the pod the Really, Really Good Podcast? You know, it's funny you say that because light's all weird. I hate the name of our podcast. I don't like it at all. It was named that before I got there, but it's called The Left Wing. That's a pretty nondescript name, I think. And it's hard to find. If you just type The Left Wing on YouTube, it'll bring up a billion different things before it brings up our tiny podcast. So I wish it had a different name, honestly. I should talk to John about it. I don't know why I don't bother. It's Jesus didn't want to punish. He was a healer and an outcast. That's kind of true. I mean, I guess Jesus wasn't too interested in punishing people on earth, but in the afterlife, that kind of came about during the Christian era. Spent time in Korea? No, I never went to Korea. I didn't want to go. I was supposed to. I got out of doing it. I've been to China before for a while, not in the army, but I don't know. I just had no desire to go to Korea at all. We never lost a war while TJ was in uniform. I knew Born in the USA was a song which is actually an anti-American. Yeah. That's anti-Vietnam War. I don't know if it's anti-American. Well, it's talking about, I wouldn't say it's anti-American, but it's ironically non-patriotic. The Left Wing would be a good socialist chicken restaurant. Oh, God. Bravo, Mel. Bravo. That's good stuff. We'd have the Armageddon wings over there because, like, Armageddon some more. Let's see. Like father, like son, I guess. I don't know what that means. Yeah, I was in the military. Who is TJ? Surely not Thomas Jefferson. No, I'm TJ. I remember your video about trying to find ice in China. And when I went to China, I remember no ice. Yeah, this is for those of you who've been overseas, it's pretty common. Like, you have a hard time finding ice. I remember when I was in Germany, I was a kid, probably 9 or 10 years old, and my pastor was talking about doing this event and for the church, and they wanted to have some guy said we should get an 80-pound block of ice and have like a karate master chop it in half. And he made a joke. He's like, well, where am I going to get an 80-pound block of ice? It's certainly where am I going to get it in Germany? And he said, you can't even get ice in your Coca-Cola here. And like, I guess ice in Europe is rare too. I mean, I was too little at the time. I didn't know what was different, but everywhere I've been overseas, ice is nowhere near as ubiquitous in drinks as it is here in the United States. Please, someone put that restaurant near me. Oh, God the Father and Jesus. Well, no, really, because the Old Testament God didn't punish people after death. Although I guess he punished them in life, so maybe that's it. Like, the God of the Old Testament punished you in this world, but after you died here, he was done with you. He didn't punish you in the afterlife. That's when Jesus comes along. So if there are liberal arts colleges, there are conservative arts colleges. Could you imagine a conservative arts college? That's something like a conservative would say, well, how come there's no conservative arts college? Because they don't know what liberal arts means. So Europe never has ice. Or in the Middle, the Middle East is the same. Middle East is the same. They drink room temperature water. They're anti-intellectual. There's Liberty University. Was the military hard, and is it worth enlisting? Yeah, the military is hard in some ways. Physically, I got to tell you, not as difficult as I thought it would be. It really wasn't. If you are in average shape, basic training won't be too hard for you, because they're not really interested in destroying your body in basic training. Because you got to think about it. Basic training, you got people who played sports all through high school or all through college, and you got people who never got off the couch, and you have to train them at the same time. So you cannot just go 1,000,000 miles an hour during basic training. You have to like slow walk everything in. Now, when you get to your advanced training or your schools in the future, then it gets a lot more physically challenging. But by then you're in shape, you're ready to go. And it's really regimented. There's a lot of rules and structure, and you got to get up early a lot. You're away from your family all the time. So yeah, there's a lot of challenges involved in it. I didn't find it super difficult, honestly, but it's not for everybody. Our drinks served chill, at least, since there's no ice. So Diamond, you asked about that. The water is always room temperature. I guess like sodas would probably be chilled, but in the Middle East, I remember the water always being room temperature. Ice is great. I'm with you, Amber. Armageddon, more of those wings is priceless. The god of fire and brimstone. Yep. Where the worm dieth not, darkness eternal. I hear room temperature water cools you down faster than, I've heard that. I think the same thing, Mel. I was like, how is that the case? How is it cool you faster than ice water? Maybe, I don't know. Stephen Colbert would play the dean. Oh God, yes, at least an equivalent archetype. Well, that's a reference to. But I think not many Americans serve in military percentage-wise. No, it's like 1%. It's not. It's definitely not for everybody. It is not for everybody. I wouldn't recommend it for most people. I am rather nice. Do you ever get pushback from other leftists for your military career? Pretty much never. Pretty much never. There's a lot of left. Honestly, I don't know a better way to turn people left in the military. Honestly, I'm shocked that there are so many right-wing veterans. I am kind of surprised by it, just based on what you see and what you do and how you see the steps the military takes to make things orderly and processed. Like, oh yeah, they implement a lot of what we would consider leftist policies for good order and discipline and stuff and soldier care. So no, I've gotten essentially no guff at all. I can't think of an example where someone's like, oh, we can't trust this guy. He was in the military. Although I would recommend not trusting people in the military. But that's just something I say to my brothers and sisters in arms. Maybe you hydrate fast with room temperature. Maybe. Do you ever finish the President Fighting video series? No, I'm down to the last 4 presidents, I think. I think I stopped at Reagan. So what do I got left? I got Bush Sr., Clinton, Bush, Obama. Oh, wow. Biden, Trump, and Biden. I have 6 presidents left. Whew. Yeah, but I may not be able to finish it here on TikTok. I may have to do it on YouTube. Warm water can enter your bloodstream faster. Okay, good to know. Look at that. We're learning new things, folks. I don't think I would have made in the military. I mean, I don't know you, but it's not hard. It's actually not hard. If you want to make it in the military, you will. That's how I'll put it. It's not ridiculously challenging. Geez, I assumed at least 10%, but I believe you. 10% what? Oh, you mean serve in the military? No, it's about 1%. I feel like I saw you on a Facebook group. Maybe. Do you think the Democrat presidential candidate? Oh, who knows? There's that. I don't see any value in predicting the 2028 presidential candidate when the 2024 winner hasn't even been sworn in. Who knows what the world will look like a year from now, let alone 4 years from now. Most of us aren't against you. You didn't create or profit from the war. Yeah, I haven't seen anything like that. The military. So yeah, the military is a socialist structure. It is. It's just funny that no matter what you're like, if you have the same rank, you get the same pay. No matter what your job is. Now there are bonuses. Like you have a more dangerous job, or you're in a different duty assignment. You can't get bonus pay, but your base pay is the same. Your health care is covered. Your housing is paid for on top of your regular salary. So yeah. Son of a draftee. I spent my teenage years taking care of him. I'm a lefty, yeah. How do you find long-term friends? That's a pretty complex question. But how to find friends in general is just be a friendly person. If you people really need to work on their social skills, honestly. Like a lot of people like to brag about how insular they are, how much they hate people. All right, you can, but you're not gonna have a lot of friends. And friends are pretty important. Talk to people as much as you can. That's the best advice I can give you. Talk to people all the time. When you're outside walking, say hello to folks. Say hi to your neighbors. Strike up conversations. Just be a polite, friendly person. The friends will come flooding in. I have several leftist friends who were in the military, and they're so kind and helpful. How to fix things? Yeah, exactly. I would not make it in the military. Yeah, a lot of people don't, but I think anyone could. Well, most people could. I'll put it that way. What attracted you to join the military? I was in a military family. My dad was in the Army for like 22 years or so. So I went to join since I was a little kid. My friend who grew up military said it was basically socialist. Yeah, it's true. It's sad when you go abroad, but you don't get to hang as much with locals. Yeah. I mean, you're going to hang more with the Americans, right? Because you have a shared culture and experience and job. Oh, thanks. I appreciate you like the username there. I don't know. Epicitical? I don't know what that is. You as in the royal, you in the military, yeah. I love how I hate how the thing jumps like that. I love how my new job allows me to be talkative to my coworkers. Yeah, that's great. I walk with a limp after 2 miles, so I don't think I'm useful for anyone, sadly. Oh, well. Yeah, physical maladies do kind of get in your way. The language barrier is probably hard. It's not as bad as, I don't know how often you've been abroad, but pretty much anywhere you go, people are going to speak English. Or you won't find, I say, well, you won't have trouble finding people who speak English. You go to every airport I've been to, and brother, I've been to a lot. The directions are always in the native tongue and in English. It takes no problem at all for you to find someone who speaks English. So I'm pretty fortunate that English is the lingua franca. So go other skills. All right, yeah. Maximize them skills. Ooh, good pop. Yes, English is widely spoken. Did the language of tourists even not deaf the language of tourists, even not Americans? Yeah, that's true. Even people from like other countries, they know that people speak English everywhere too. Do you think the current cost of living crisis will swing global politics to the left? That's an optimistic view. It could happen, but it's not the one I would necessarily bank on. When things get bad, people tend to become conservative. That's just like what happens. Like whenever there's a terrorist attack or a tragedy, people start leaning right. They don't lean left. It's funny I pointed left and they lean right. The example I always use is that if the building's on fire, I don't care if I misgender you, right? I don't. I was like, let's go. We gotta solve this problem. And conservatives always have a simplistic answer. So in really bad times, we could move people left, but we need actual class solidarity, which is slow time coming. What are your thoughts on the Red Party strategy post-Trump? Well, I mean, with Trump winning, they've got their formula, right? They see what works. I don't think they'll change a thing. They're going to go full steam ahead. Why would they change anything? Nostalgia is a narcotic almost. I think I remember berries from South Park. What is that in reference to? I think they'll have to because it's the only guy with sway to do things he does. Yeah, I mean, it's true. Trump is kind of like a force of nature. How worried are you about the next 4 years? I mean, I am worried, but what are you gonna do? I'm not gonna sit around being worried all day. Just get stuff done that you have to. It's not gonna. It's gonna. I'll put it. It's gonna get worse before it gets better. So with that, I don't think it's cool. It's not gonna be fun, but it be what it be. This is what the American voters wanted. Yep, I am in Indiana, the great state of Indiana. What is going on here? Will Trump be worse than Bush? We will see. As of now, I still have Bush ranked worse than Trump, but 4 more years, who knows? Who knows? I haven't seen any. What did Trump say about his tax plan? I don't think I've seen any updates on that. Oh, because he killed more people. And W. Bush was responsible for the war on terror that killed over 1 million people, displaced millions more, destabilized 3 or 4 countries, started new terror cells that didn't need to exist. As bad as Trump was, I'd still say G.W. Bush was worse. Going up from the bottom, taxes getting cut if you make less than $1 million. I haven't heard about that. Oh, greater than $1 million. I misread that. I think the constant ridiculous scandals will get old at least. Why would you think that? I mean, to me and to us it will, but Trump has had nothing but constant ridiculous scandals for 8 years. 8 years. 91 indictments, 34 convictions, found like liable of rape, but 4 or 5 court cases over the years. I don't see any reason why you'd believe that the public would get tired of it. They were cool with it. The American people proved rather conclusively that they don't care about all those scandals. Yeah, true. Maybe desensitize. Yes, desensitize. That's the word I would use. That's good. My cat is sleeping over there. But they cared with Clinton. I mean, Clinton got elected twice, so they didn't really care then either. Or you mean Hillary Clinton? I don't think it was so much the scandals about Clinton people really cared about. It was just that Clinton had 20 years of political baggage built up, and Trump had 0. So, yeah, I went to college at Maranatha Baptist University in Watertown, Wisconsin. And I went to Webster University for my master's in St. Louis, Missouri. Favorite age of civilizations? The best argument against democracy is a 5-minute convo with the average voter. Yeah, that's one of my favorite quotes. Butter emails. Yeah. I don't think your emails are actually were that much of a deal. I don't think that, like, if the email scam never came up, maybe she would have won, maybe, but it still would have been close. I just think Hillary Clinton just had 2 decades of conservative ammunition thrown against her. It's hard to overcome that. The Clintons were inexplicably just despised. If you guys weren't around for the 90s, like, the Clintons were hated. Hillary Clinton a lot too. So I just think that really caught up with her. It was just personally, I think we need working class president party. Yeah. Takes $1 billion to run for president though. So. Oh, you're from Jeff City. Look at that. I was an HR guy, Slick Nick. People forget people literally ran for the hills when Bill Clinton was elected. I know, right? It's wild. They're all saying that Bill Clinton's going to implement martial law and stuff. It was wild. The FX show about Monica Lewinsky scandal, I think, really spoke for a lot of the animosity against the Clintons. Yeah. It's kind of weird. If Hillary Clinton didn't get those speeches to Wall Street, she may have won. Who knows? I mean, it's such a close election, you never know. John, I didn't see John commented. When did you do that? Oh, like 3 minutes ago, doing a double shift. You know it, Bo. Why'd I call you Bo? Bro. I don't know why I said that. You think Trump will reverse the TikTok ban? Who knows? He might be BSing. Like, I would have said the nightmare scenario would be if Trump just like works out a deal where Elon Musk buys TikTok and turns TikTok into Twitter, and it's just a nightmare. Trump originally he originally banned TikTok, yeah. But Trump is not principled. Trump doesn't do stuff off principle. That's not. If he thinks it'd be politically advantageous to stop a TikTok ban, then he'd do it. Do you think Trump will do anything as president you agree with? I mean, maybe. I mean, he did Operation Warp Speed. That was good. I think that was just incontrovertibly the best thing Trump did, and it was good. So Trump hasn't, like, everything Trump does is bad, just like 99% of it. So I can see him doing something. If the right person gets in his ear, he would change his mind. Yeah, that's what I say. Like, the only way we're going to get Medicare for all or universal health care is if Trump supports it. That's the only way. That's the only way to happen. Other than that, we're cooked for a long time because Republicans will fall right in line if he said it. TikTok CEO probably promised a lot of money to Trump. He's all about popularity. Yep, he is. He is. Which is the right way to look at politics, honestly. Do what people find popular and run on it. And Trump found his base, and if you can develop a cult like Trump did, then it's even better. Bro, you should go into the Piers Morgan podcast and shut him up. Piers Morgan is not a genuine actor. Piers Morgan is a both sides guy. He just says something to get a conversation going. He doesn't really have any core beliefs. But owning the data is more about money, right? Yeah. That's why they don't want the Chinese to have it. They want to own the data. Going back in time to cancel The Apprentice. I know. Yeah, it would be time travel mission number 1. That's wild, right? It's wild that people elected Trump to be a businessman when he just played one on TV, essentially. Actually worded it wrong. Owning the data is more important than just about the money. Honestly, I hope they don't sell it. Who knows what'll happen? If the Dems had focused on the blue collar voters, would Trump have ever happened? I say it wouldn't have happened, but we have to go back in time, 20 years? His vice president pick should have been done Apprentice style. Why not? Why would you debate Cenk off TYT? What? All right, folks. I would stick around a bit, but I got to prep for the show. So thanks for spending time with me. Catch you guys later. Mm-hmm.